We're halfway through this week and BTV is excited to bring you another episode of Rise with BTV with myself, Megan Lane, as your morning anchor. This morning's BizBuzz interview brings you some much-needed excitement from Tyke at the Adventure Farm, especially with the holiday season creeping up on us. Welcome back to Rise with BTV. On the couch with me today, I've got Tyke. Tyke, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for joining me. I'm very excited to talk about this. A lot of camping. There's a lot of people that like camping, that doesn't like camping. I'm one of them. But tell me a little bit more about you and what you do.
All right, so basically a couple of years ago, we decided to build a kids camp just for holiday camps, just to try and get kids outside. They are so often on iPads and cell phones, and yeah, moms and dads are busy. They haven't got time to get the kids outside as much as they should be.
So here's the iPad.
There's the iPad, much easier. So yeah, we started off with holiday camps, and those went well. And then suddenly school groups decided to come, and it's just gone mad from them. Obviously, COVID was a bit of a mess for us, but it damaged many businesses. But we've come back strongly. I've got some great guys that help me and are passionate with the kids and outdoors, so it's helped us get back quite nicely.
How does this camping work? Is it like you've got a lot of supervisors, obviously, to look after the children?
Yeah, so we have basically one facilitator per 10 kids, which is more than enough. And then obviously I'm like a roving person, so if anything happens, I'm there to sort things out. And then we've got a venue up at Umtunzini, just before Umtunzini, which is a beautiful place called Farm Adventures. And we've got two other venues which we are now using as well. But we also don't stay local. We go wherever. We've had a trip to St. Lucia with some grade 7s.
So it's not like a one venue people go to the camp. It's like you go everywhere.
Yeah, we will. If people want to go somewhere, we'll organise that trip for them. Or that school wants to go somewhere, we'll organise that trip for them.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
It just opens up our beautiful province. We did a lovely walk from Zankwazi to Belito, and just showed the kids the beauty of where we live. So yeah, we just try and open up as many areas we can for the kids.
That's awesome. So for people who are parents, why would you say that this is a safe thing for a child? Because I know there's a lot of suspicious parents out there, and you obviously have your standards. But why would you say it's safe? And how can a parent actually trust you to, here's my child, go camping?
No, I get that question a lot. Often I get a phone call from a parent saying they even know who you are. So I say, yeah, no, absolutely, I totally understand that. So we have got police clearances. We've got first aid certificates. Our venues there's no one there. So there's no one to hurt the children. It's only us and the kids, which is cool. We try and stay away from adults, and we're careful with the kids. We don't mollycoddle them, but at the same time we don't. I mean, they must be kids. They go ahead and do their things. So it's all very safe and happy, and we often be careful. I mean, I try and treat every child as though they're my child, and I've got 3 great kids, so. And they're also safe and happy, so yeah, that's about trying to treat.
That's awesome. So, is this only for children, or do you do adults that want to go camping?
Yeah, adults. No, so we are going to get into adults. I just feel adults want to do more of a glamping than a camping.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into adults. I've had lots of inquiries about adults.
Yeah.
But yeah, for now, for kids, hopefully 2023, we're going to be launching something for adults. I want to do that beach walk for them, just to show them what a beautiful place to live on. And yeah, St. Lucia is also amazing, but glamping is the way to go. It gets you out your comfort zone, but at the same time, you're comfortable.
So is there a specific age group that you take? So you're obviously not going to take a 1-year-old child to go camping, or are you?
No. So my holiday camps, it's from 7, but you get some kids that can go earlier. If they can sleep away from home generally, then I'm happy to take them. But as well, if they can sleep away from home happily, then happy days.
Is it like a week, or is it like a 2-day, 3-day?
2-night camps.
Okay.
2 nights, that's more than enough. Even for the 12, 13-year-olds, they need to get home after that.
Yeah.
They're starting missing mum and dad, which is totally understandable. And also, I'm tired by then.
Yeah, there's a lot of children to look after. So there's something happening September, October, and December. Do you mind telling me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, some exciting things happening. So we used to have holiday camps at Farm Adventures up near Umtunzini every holiday, and we haven't had that for a while. So we've got one there happening in end of September, I think it is, and then we've got 3 or 4 camps at Kuhumbi Game Reserve. So the venues are very different in the fact that Farm Adventures is more of a fun a camp where we play lots of games, and we'll go into the Umtunzini Lagoon and we'll do some paddling in Indian kayaks, which they love. We'll do some fishing down there, mangroves.
Sounds amazing.
And then we do one in the Midlands at Kuhumbi Game Reserve that is got animals, so we do junior ranger courses there, and there the kids really thrive. They put up their own tents, we bump slide.
It's amazing. It's like group work, it's like character building.
Absolutely. We go on long walks where we identify animals and we identify scat, trees, birds. It really, really is lovely.
That's amazing.
They cook their own supper, and for me,
oh my word!
they cook potjies and they fry hamburgers and chips. So the food is good, and the kids they get so excited. They've never cooked an egg before, but they come and they cook an egg because I cook badly. I tell them.
Oh, shame.
So they cook the egg and they love it. And,
so it's obviously provided in the package.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So you send your kid, everything is provided for. Only thing he's got to bring is old clothes, or he or she, old clothes, shoes, and a hat. And we're good to go. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I want to ask you, just for interest's sake, what was your most amazing experience camping with children?
So I've had, we took a school from Pietermaritzburg that wasn't an underprivileged school, but it wasn't a sort of top class school, and some of them had never been to a game reserve, and we took them, and they were amazed to see a giraffe and a zebra, and I think it's what most kids that have seen things take it for granted.
A child needs this. They need to go out and explore and know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, and their eyes were just opened up so much, and then some of them hadn't swum before, and obviously we were all safe, and we got life jackets on, and there's a bump slide, and we went down the bump slide, and they absolutely loved it. And then another time we were up at Umtunzini, and we've got these Indian canoes, and they start off with not even knowing how to canoe. And they get in there and they don't know what to do, but after 10, 15 minutes they've worked out teamwork and they've communication and all that stuff, and they started paddling well, and that for me was just so rewarding.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
I love it. So if people want to get a hold of you and get this package, how can they contact you? Where can they find you?
Okay, well, social media, we try and be as strong as we can on social media, Facebook and Instagram. I don't even know the handles, but we can get them to you.
I'll put them on the screen for the viewers.
And obviously my number, you can get hold of me, or our website, www.farmadventures.co.za. And send your kids and let's have a draw with him.
Thank you so much for what you do for these children. I absolutely love it. And thank you so much for joining me today.
No, thanks for having me. I loved being here. It was awesome.
Thank you. There you go. Get your children to go camping. Petrol station has opened in Umhlali with some lekker discounts on diesel. Welcome back to Rise with BTV. With me on set, I've got Chandini from Total Umhlali. Welcome.
Thank you.
It's so nice having you here today, and I'm very excited to have a little chat with you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So I'm going to start off with asking you to just give me a little bit of an introduction about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Chandani Maharaj, and I'm the financial manager of the construction side of the Green Mile Group.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about Total Mshlali.
So Total Mshlali is owned by the Green Mile Group, which already has a footing in the area. The group has been in existence for about the last 20 years, and they saw the need to have something more than a regular service station. They saw the need for an experience.
That's awesome. So do Total Mshlali offer discounts?
I think we can all agree that a guy hanging in the passenger side of his best friend's ride is no longer a scrub. He's actually wise, right? Given the petrol prices.
Yeah.
But we will save you some buck for the times that your best friend isn't available. With our OK Loyalty program, you get cashback rewards on every litre of petrol or
That's
diesel purchased.
amazing.
Yeah. And even more amazing, on Saturdays and Sundays, you get R1 off every litre of diesel purchased.
So what else can the patrons look forward to?
We aim to make fuel filling an experience, not a chore. We provide a friendly atmosphere and have young, vibrant staff who are willing to go the extra mile for their customers. Our shop itself is open 24/7, and you can get everything from your basic to your high-end items, all at reasonable prices, not your typical garage prices.
That's awesome. So it's very convenient.
It is very convenient, and our patrons can also look forward to delicious, freshly made food as our kitchen prepares everything on site. It's also a 5,500 square meter premises, which is twice the size of your average service station, and it's a secure environment with plenty of parking. And importantly, there's also free Wi-Fi. Isn't that something everybody loves?
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds very community-based and fresh food, and everyone loves fresh food, and
100%.
everyone loves convenience, right? And you are going out of your way to just make this convenient for other people. So tell me, where are you located?
So we are located on the R102 between Belito and Salt Rock, which is near many of the residential areas. Our location is convenient, and it allows you to avoid high traffic zones. The area itself is a developing node, so we are catering to the needs of people in the long term.
That's awesome. And so is there anything new happening, anything exciting, anything new in the pipeline?
In future, there will be a car wash and a kids play area with a childminder. We are also looking at having a drive-through restaurant or a fast food outlet. And importantly, we also want to expand business and create employment in the area. But for now, you can look forward to a family fun day and car show featuring supercars on the 11th of September.
That's awesome. So when is this all expected, for the restaurant and the kids play area? When can we expect this to happen?
So you can expect the car wash and the kids play area in the short term, and I would say you can expect the restaurant or the fast food outlet in the short to medium term.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. And to the viewers, keep an eye out on Total Mshlali Facebook page for all the new and exciting stuff that's going to take place. Thank you so much for joining me today. It was such a fun interview and so interesting. And I love it when people are just so community-based and make everything convenient for the community. And I appreciate that so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time to get to know us.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you right now. Dami from Chaleka Credit visits us on Money Talks today to give us some tips on how we can make wiser choices with our money. Welcome back to BTV, and welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited for this interview.
Greetings to your viewers. Greetings to you.
Thanks
for having me.
Thank you. So I'm going to start off with asking you, who are you? Tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, you really want to know?
Yes.
My name is Tami Mkondo. I'm from Kwatuguza, but I work for Chaleka Credit. Most people, when we introduce ourselves, they think that we are machonistas. You know machonistas. But we are not. we actually partner with businesses like the employers just to do financial wellness with their staff. And if there is a need of financing their struggles, then we also come into that. But the most important thing is doing financial wellness.
Okay, so
basically-
I know that finance, for a lot of people, it can get confusing, especially if you don't know how to actually work with finance.
Sure.
Do you mind just telling me a little bit more about financial wellness?
Yeah, man, I have been an employee for the last couple of years, in fact, for many years, close to 20 years. What I had experienced is that most employers have a reactive approach when it comes to financial wellness as opposed to being proactive and putting measures together, putting measures, preventative measures, so that their employees cannot find themselves in a situation, in a dire situation. If I can just take you back, in 2007, I found myself in a very, very serious challenge in terms of the finances. You know, growing up in the black community, where you just want to make things like, turn it up all the time. So every payday, the first thing that came to mind, the minute I hear that beep that my salary has come in, I could get that wild feeling that I just need to go on a spending spree. Yeah. So I also love the designer labels. So the first thing that I could do, I would just go to the mall and get nice golf shirt or a pair of jeans, and then I could just go with my friends and spend money without even thinking about the future. But all that just put me in a very, very serious challenge in no time, because I failed dismally to handle my salary. So I ended up going to the machonisas that I was talking about earlier, and owing colleagues, lost interest even coming to work. The
It was getting uncomfortable.
Yes, it was. In fact, the excitement that I could always get,
It was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah.
Because the minute the money comes in the next couple of hours, it is gone. It is no longer there. And that affected my performance so badly.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't focus.
You weren't motivated.
Nothing was. I even lost the drive to wake up in the morning and go to work, because what is it that I was working for? Because the money was coming in and it goes instantly. So for me, there was no drive until my line manager picked that up and we sat down. Fortunately, I was brave enough to tell him exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is like the reactive approach that I spoke about. It's there. They had partnered with a company that only deals with counseling after the damage, and I think mine was so bad because at the time, I was owing everyone, and I couldn't even think. And the worst part of it, I was depressed. I even thought of taking my own life because I couldn't do anything. Whenever I tried to think about what I was going through, the worse it became because I couldn't think anymore. I was getting into a dead end all the time. So when we sat down, we spoke about that I'm actually depressed. That is why production has become so low, and finances. And they put me into that program where they had to try and restore confidence in me because I was one of those productive guys back then. So they put me into a program just to restore my confidence. And then after that, I had to go through the financial coaching, where I felt that if only I had gone through this whole thing before I got myself into it, it was going to be much better. The sad part is that at this day and age, you still find people going through the same thing. For me, it was like 2007. So you can imagine that people are still going through that. And when I see that, my heart breaks because some people are able to bounce back, but some aren't. I was fortunate that I had to bounce back from that situation. So I decided that, well, let me take part in educating people about budgeting. You need to sit down and budget. And not only that, write the things that you need to pay for. Put them down. so that you can identify your needs versus your wants and try to get rid of your wants
yeah.
and focus on your needs. And because it worked for me, I'm actually doing that now. I preach that gospel. I say this is the gospel that I'm actually preaching now, financial wellness. So as Cheleka Credit, we then partner with employers, especially the HR departments, because they do their payrolls. And when these people are in trouble in terms of the finances, most of them, they come to their HR office just to find out if they can get the advances or the loans and stuff. Some companies don't do that. So that is where we come in as Cheleka Credit. We get into a partnership, then we come into the workplace to talk about these things and advise people on how to do their budget. You know, many years back, I could hear my grandfather saying, my boy, it's January. And with January, the worry will like with the worry, you know. And I was like, okay, it got into my head, but then the following generation, who was my father, could say the same thing. And I refused to say the same thing because I know that it is September now. January is coming. So I start planning for January from December so that I can be able to have money for school fees and all of those things. So we also encourage people the culture of saving, that they need to save money.
Yeah, it's like weird. It's like a lot of people have spending problems.
It is.
And it's, you know, it's getting it's a hard thing because you don't realize how many things you are spending on until it's the end of the month. You're
Exactly.
like, oh, I have a child and I need to pay school. So it's getting out of hand, actually.
It's really bad, like you say, that we only realize after.
Yeah.
But with little training and education in terms of how to manage your salary, you will always get that feeling when that beep
Yeah. It's
comes.
like a
When
weird
it-
addiction, actually.
Yeah, you know, so sit down, relax, look at the things that you need and the things that you want. Scratch those that you just want and focus on the needs. And then put at least $200 will make a huge difference at the end of the year. So that is the culture that we're actually advising people on. And we talk about the over-indebtedness, that sometimes you would find other people that are in the same industry as ours, but because of greed, they will even offer you finance, whereas you won't be able to even pay back. And the next thing, you find yourself sinking in debts. So we also advise that, well, only take the loan if you really, really need it. You know, at some point there was a guy, a young man in the North Coast. He said to me, it was in December, he said to me, can you hook me up with a loan? I just need to go and turn it up for the weekend. And I was like, really? You know, and I felt like a parent to him because I was reprimanding him, saying, you can't be doing that. You cannot just take out the loan so that you can impress people out there and go have time of your life. You need to take a loan because there is a need.
Yeah.
And it is something that even when you are making repayments, you are able to say, this is where I spent the money.
And it's not like, you know, it might feel like it's saving is not helping now. But in future, when you want to have children, and that little small amount you saved is actually needed, it comes in very helpful.
Exactly. So that is the culture that we're actually implementing with these guys to say, look, the money that we are getting at the end of the month is not much, as opposed to the inflation. As I was driving here, on the news, they were talking about the inflation, and right now, as we speak, there is Lehotla that the president is sitting down with ministers, the cabinet members, the head of SOEs, as well as the mayors and them, just to talk about the situation that we are facing in South Africa. It is tough, you know. Petrol alone has increased by over 34% within the short space of time. Now, how do we then survive in this kind of environment with the little that we get at the end of the month? So for them to go to work sober-minded, excited, and become productive, they need people that will sit with them and show them how to manage their salary. And yeah, that is where I come in. That is where Chelega Credit, look at me, I'm just pumping myself now. That is where Chelega Credit comes in, where we just sit down with the employees, we take them through all the steps and all of those things, and then we say to them, it wouldn't be wise to say to you guys, manage your finances properly, and when the rainy days come, then we are out of your life. But we also need to be there when you find yourself in a situation where you need money instantly, then that is where we come in and assist you. What is nice about it, because we partner with the employers, you really even don't have to leave work and go to follow the queues at the bank and wherever. The service is at work where you are.
Immediate, yeah.
It's on the phone. If you are not tech savvy like myself, you can simply send a WhatsApp message to the guys at the call center. Then they will call you and take you through all the steps, because the focus is to make sure that you don't even leave your place of work, but you get your assistance immediately. By the time you go back home, on your way you go to the ATM and you draw your
You
money.
have your money.
And your problems are solved. By that, the employers, then they know that they sit and relax. And that's normally, what we normally say is that when your employees are happy,
Your business will do well.
it's going to be very healthy. So that is the gospel that we're actually preaching as Chelega Credit. We invite employers to partner with us so that we can solve that problem. It is still existing even today. There are people that in the second week of the month, they no longer even have money for bus fare. So it is something that is there. We just need to assist and make sure that the environment at work is pleasant and everyone is excited and they are more productive. And when that happens, you just relax as the employer, because you know that what you have hired them for is being delivered. Than to have people that are facing financial difficulties, scratching their heads while they are working, and some of them are using the machines, they get even injured because they are not focused. They are thinking about the challenges that they are facing on a daily basis.
It's absolutely amazing the way you just help people and lead people, and you step a stone for your future, and it's absolutely amazing. But in closing, I know you had an event that happened Friday. Would you mind just telling me a little bit more what happened there?
It was so great. We partnered with BTV. They are a good friend of ours. It was great. And I spoke to, I don't know if I should mention his name, Devon, about what actually happened after the event. People are calling him just to find out, because we are saying, while we assist the employees in terms of the financial wellness, also the business can nourish if they partner with BTV. Look at me, with BTV. So I also invite others to come and speak to Devon about it. It works magic. I have a media sales background, and I understand how it works. If your business is out there, not only your employees will be happy, but you, on the other hand, will be happy, because everything will be taken care of. It's not only the employee part, even the marketing part of your business will be taken care of. You partner with us, you partner with them. But to answer your question about the event, it was very exciting. People were excited. When I told my story about things that I went through as an employee, I think I hit a nerve, because you could see even their facial expression that they admit that they have done wrong. Because they have, it's one thing to have somebody that is helping your business to grow, but then you don't take care of them at the same time. There is one thing that's most employers that they are forgetting, that their first client, your first customer, is your employee. If your employee is happy, you will rest assured knowing that whoever that comes into contact with that person will be well taken care of as well. So it is important that we do that as employers. So they were all excited. We're also getting phone calls. We are partnering with most of them that were there, and some of them just they want us to. We've actually set meetings for towards the end of the year, because that is when they are starting to plan for their next financial year. But it has been good. The impact was so great, and we are saying, wherever you are, employer, I'm talking to you now, wherever you are, get in touch with us to help your employees with their financial wellness, and speak to Devon about your marketing. This is the platform for you to use, especially when you're around, even if you are in Cape Town. Yeah, even if you are in Cape Town, this platform will actually work wonders for you. So we invite people to come and partner with us. We are planning, this morning we had our meeting, and we are looking at the second event, but we are going to advise. Yeah, we are, after once you are done with the other one, you need to start planning for the next one. And yeah.
That's how you know it was a success, hey?
That is how you know it was a success.
Yeah.
So we've already started with plans for the next one. And of course, our partnership is going strong with the channel. And yeah, man, we anticipate great things and great partnership moving forward.
Well, thank you so much. Your story is absolutely inspirational. You are making me feel inspired to save a little bit of money there. But thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this interview.
I really appreciate your time. Thank you to you, thanks to your viewers, and thanks to everyone.
I'm so excited to see what the future has for you.
It's really exciting, I
It
must
is very
say.
exciting.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Feel inspired to work well with your money and get in touch with Tshileka Credit. And that's all from us on today's midweek edition of Rise with BTV. Thank you so much to our viewers for tuning in, and thank you to our guests for joining us. A massive thank you needs to go out to our sponsors, Lamontan, Puza Water, and the Hair Shack. We will be back again at the end of the week with a fun Friday lineup.